Hello and welcome again to The Late Show, where today we are talking about an experimental success with Dr. Smithson here with us today. So tell us, what inspired
That's
you?
Smythson,
Smithson.
please.
Sorry, my bad. I'll get that right now. Tell us a little bit about your work.
Well, I into a new medical specialty, transplanting human heads onto plants. And as you can see, we'll just call him Mr. Jones, was a complete success. There were a few things. He's got a leaf growing out of his head, as you can see. But we're
A
working
true
on
fashion
that.
statement.
Yes, it is. That's another way to look at it. Yes.
What inspired you to go into this line of work?
Money. I mean, just the desire to help human beings and alleviate suffering and make a lot of money.
Yes, I've seen many of the benefits, one being that I can now eat sunlight instead of food, which has really helped with my weight problem. So what are some of the complaints you've received about this?
Well, some of his family have disowned him. I think a oak tree and a maple don't want anything to do with him. Otherwise, I think it'd be a great success.
I see. So where do you see this research taking you in the future? And do you see everyone becoming plants in the future?
I see it taking me straight to the bank. I can see this as spreading to those who might be interested, a little adventure in their life, want to see life from the other side, from the animal to the plant kingdom. Maybe want to get transplanted, visit other countries, maybe be transplanted some other country or something like that.
One thing you mentioned, the adventure. I happen to be planted in one spot. Can you expand on that a little bit?
No, I'm sorry, you're stuck.
Okay, so it's internal adventure.
Yeah, you could say that, yes.
Okay, inspiring. I recently heard that you are publishing a new book talking about the work that you have done for plants and humans, and both combined.
Soon to be a major motion picture, yes.
Well, how have the sales been going? You mentioned the bank earlier.
Yes, quite good. And you can send in your donations to continue my work to my personal bank account, and there'd be. Hello, and thank you for joining us this evening for the Nashville art scene. We have as our guest Miss Tricia Pena, and she's going to discuss some of her art and with us. And you'd also design clothes, I understand.
Yes, I am an abstract artist here in Nashville, and this is one of my paintings.
I see. It looks like kind of like a schedule or something, doesn't it?
Yes, it's very organized for something I usually do.
But very abstract.
I'm usually much more abstract. But as far as the clothes, as you were talking about, I take my art and I have manufacturers overseas who will make items of clothing like these shoes, shirts, tops, dresses, all kind of things that you could want. And also, it's just a way for people to have art who maybe can't afford to buy, a large painting, or don't have the room, or don't have something. But, a girl's going to spend $70 for a pair of shoes.
I see. That's interesting. They're very interesting.
Thank you.
They turn out beautifully.
Thank you.
So how long you've been been an artist?
Actually, it's been relatively new professionally. I've been painting in my house for years and years, doing faux painting and things like that, and I've just decided one day to, let me see if I can translate this into a real, piece of work that somebody could buy. And I just started from that direction and was pleasantly surprised, getting very good reviews. And I have a show next month in the Botanical Gardens in Birmingham, Alabama. So looking very forward to that.
Great, great. That's interesting. Do you sell your art? I see you exhibit in art galleries. Do you also sell online?
Oh, yes.
Your work's online?
Yes. Oh, yes. I definitely have. Everything is available online. Also, the other items that are made from it are as well. And that's at TrishaPenaArt.com.
There you go, folks. So if you want to buy some of these wonderful works of art, either paintings or wardrobe, for your wardrobe, that's where you go. Can you discuss some of your other interests with us, Tricia?
I work as also in the computer field, so
I see.
thank you so much for having me
Oh,
today.
glad. My pleasure. I'm glad you could make it. We
Thank you.
always want to. I don't. Action.
Hello there. Welcome to Trisha's Basement, when we are interviewing up-and-coming young film stars. And today I have the pleasure of talking with Zach Ford, who is a producer and talent in a series called Minute Parables. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me, Trisha.
Could you explain to us what Minute Parables are?
Well, yeah, I guess let's simply, minute parables are obviously not 1 minute, but they are parables that are in a short period of time. They're parables that Jesus spoke, that we get from the New Testament of the Bible, but we just try to make it somewhere relatable for our audience, whether they be young or whether they be old, put it in layman's terms.
Okay, and then you said that you and your team do a lot of studying and preparation ahead of that. What does that really encompass?
Man, okay, so Ms. Trisha, one of the things that we have to do when we study is, first off, we look at the Greek text. We look at as close to original text and who and what and where, why certain things were written.
Okay.
Most of the time, the Bible gets taken out of context, and when it gets taken out of context because of lack of understanding or information, then a movement kind of gets pushed behind, and certain people start quoting things or repeating things, but then they don't get a chance to live it because there's no connection.
Yes,
Out of
okay.
context, you can connect and relate and understand a lot more. So we study the Greek text, we go and we also study the opposing text, anything that might say that it's false or anything that might say that what it is untrue, so that we can understand where they're coming from. Do they have any validity in their point? And some cases actually do have some validity. So then we have to balance out and weigh out, well, where's the truth, where's not? And then that comes not so much from commentary, but it comes from commentary, studies, as well as other essays written by theologians.
All right, and you said that this is mostly geared towards young people.
Yes.
And you've got 2 seasons done now.
Mm-hmm.
And you are now taping in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Florence, Alabama.
Will you be then moving the production up here?
Well, we're looking at that. We actually would like to expand our content. We noticed that like young Christians don't get a chance to explore or experience content that's actually made for them on a space or a platform where they can actually relate to it consistently. So if we provide Minute Parables on one platform, then we provide another show on another platform.
I see.
Music,
Okay.
activities. That way they have a connection and a network of activities.
Well, that seems like that's going to be a very good addition to our Nashville airwaves. Zach, thank you so much for joining
Hey,
us.
thanks
We
for
really
having me, Tricia.
appreciate it.
For sure.
And thank you for joining us here in Trisha's Basement.
Hey, this is a nice basement. Hey there, family. Hey, once again, we're down here in the basement, and we got our boy Liam here with us tonight. So we're discussing some of the things that we noticed in social media, on YouTube, and Liam, you're an expert at this. You're new to the scene. Let us know what's going on. First off, introduce yourself to our audience.
My name's Liam. You know, I've been really humbled to be able to come in here and talk to you about stuff like this. I've always been a fan, and when I heard you tried to reach out and get me on this, I was just so happy, and I was instantly just had to come. But the YouTube scene has really taken a turn, not for the worse, but for the ability to create content for a lot of smaller people. The bigger people, it does hit them, but it doesn't hurt them as much because they can overrule or just run through it and be fine. The smaller people are the people that really actually get hurt. They never, sometimes they never even have a chance. Back a couple years, there was an ad revenue problem that hit absolutely everybody when YouTube decided to take its ads off of all videos that had a specific content that they did not like.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it was terrible for a lot of like small YouTubers that were making their living day to day by each check from YouTube. So they wouldn't have either a side job or an actual job, and they would actually be living off of this paycheck from YouTube all the time. But then when this ad revenue thing hit, it just killed them. And it could have lasted for a month, but that's an entire month's worth of videos that they made that are not making them any money.
Wow.
Which just could be terrible.
Now let me ask you, Liam, because our audience, man, you know, they send us videos sometimes and they let us know that they're concerned. How do you feel, and real quickly, because we're going to end shortly,
Okay.
how do you feel about the space that Instagram, Facebook have in competition with YouTube? By allowing people to have a video at such short access, I don't even have to go to YouTube sometimes.
Right, right. Facebook and Instagram are definitely a competitor. Facebook, I've actually heard a lot of YouTubers put stuff on Facebook because the video gets demonetized because they've got copyrighted music or something in there that YouTube doesn't like. But Instagram itself also has a major social media platform because people are just popping out of nowhere. They will have this massive Instagram following, and then nowadays that's what film directors look for. They look for a major following, and they'll just be like, all right, we're going to put him in our movie. Or they can go straight from Instagram for just pictures or just small little videos and go straight to YouTube.
Bruh, hey man, that's getting crazy, and I'm actually hoping and giving out a lot of luck to all those who need it. Hey, good luck. Liam, thanks for coming on the show, man.
No, I'm so happy you let me.
We're going to go ahead and take the world over, but we're going to go ahead and make YouTube safer for everybody,
Dude,
right?
definitely.
Have a good night, guys. Peace from the basement.
Hello and welcome back to the show. My name is Liam Mullen, your host, and I'm joined here by Anna Shaw. She's on the show. We're going to be talking about theater stuff because she herself is a theater professional. So tell me how you decided to start the theater scene.
So I've always been interested in acting, and I've always enjoyed it. So it was just kind of a natural events played out, and I just kind of joined up with the local theater group.
Oh, really? How do you like it?
I enjoy it a lot. I like doing a lot of different roles in different shows. There are shows ranging from where you have to act as kids to where you're acting like insane adults. So there's a lot of interesting things.
I've heard that you have to have a lot of enthusiasm when it comes to theater.
Yes.
I myself have only done a few, but that was when I was much younger and I had no idea what I was doing. But everybody seemed so just extra when it came to theater itself.
Yeah, even in the more quiet roles, you need to just bring out the energy a lot more.
Yeah, it's much easier in film to get a quiet scene than it is on a massive stage in front of a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's something I've noticed with working with theater actors in films, is that a lot of times they'll speak louder, and they also don't understand the concept of like facing their back to the camera. So the overhead
Right.
shots with theater actors are a lot different. You have to tell them like, no, it's okay, you can show your back to the camera.
What was your favorite performance, if I do say so?
My favorite performance was probably when I was in the show The Bad Seed, which was a remake of a 1950s psychological horror film.
Oh, wow.
Yes, where I acted as the mother who was dealing with coming to the truth that her daughter was a serial killer.
It's very interesting.
It was.
I can't even comprehend how crazy that. I would love to actually see that myself.
Yeah.
But the fact that theater is just so much different from film, what is your thoughts on wanting, if you would either want to go into film or continue with theater?
Personally, I like going down the film route a lot more, especially being behind the camera. I like capturing the different emotions, and I really like film a lot more because on the stage you have to have the bigger faces, as you mentioned earlier.
Right.
But on camera, you're able to get those really genuine and small, detailed expressions.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Very much so. I couldn't have said it any better than myself. But I wanted to ask. For theater, do you plan on? You said you would love to get into the film stuff. Do you plan on only doing film or doing both theater and film?
I plan on going mostly with film, but a theater performance here or there, or like helping on the crew, would be really fun.
I've heard it can vary. They can help your enthusiasm towards an actual film.
Yes.
You have to dial it down. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I loved hearing about your experiences. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys again next time when it comes to Talking with Anna here.
Hi there, this is Tricia Pena with Arrow 104.5, greatest hits of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and I have the very great pleasure to be here with everybody's buddy, Don Ryman, in his own home. Thanks for having me.
Do you mind? I'm trying to send a text message.
All right, well, we have started interviews.
Oh, forget it.
All right. Well,
what-
thank you for
I can't
allowing
tell
me-
you how pleased I am to be here in New York City. It's just great. You people have been great. You got anything to drink?
Yeah, I think there's some. Have your.
Yeah, well, I think that'll work. How about that?
All right. I hear that you are. You've had a fantastic life, being on the road since '74. And anybody that you've really enjoyed playing with, or any great stories that you've got for our audience?
Yeah, but I don't think I can tell them here, lady. I mean, yeah, sure, I got some. I mean, but
Well, I hear that you are going to be doing a New Year's Eve show with Ozzy Osbourne.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. When is New Year's Eve anyway?
It's December 31st.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes, and you're going to be at Bridgestone in Nashville.
Is that where I'm? Okay.
Yes. And I hear also that every time you come to Nashville, you do like to do little surprise pop-up interviews and shows at like Tootsie's and Legends.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Hey, look, it's really bumming me out, man. I got checked in my motel room. They didn't have any green M&Ms, and you know how I feel about my green M&Ms.
Yes.
All right, it just bummed me out.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry they didn't.
What do you got to do? Call that? You call that drinking water?
I hear you have just recently married again.
Yeah. How many times have been now?
I think 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, she's just turned 18 and graduated from high school, and I'm sure we're going to have a long, happy marriage.
Well, I certainly wish you all both the best.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for allowing me to come visit you here.
Rock
in
and
your-
roll.
In your abode. I also tell Bob Seger hello next time you.
Bob Seger.
you
Oh,
see-
Bob Seger. Oh, did I win the? Am I the 10th caller? Did I win the tickets or what?
No, thank you so much. And this is Tricia from Arrow 104.5.
Again, thank you for tuning in to the Nashville film scene. Again, I'm Steve McClure, your host. Our guest, we're still waiting, of course, on our guest, and we appreciate your.
Sorry.
And
sorry.
I was-
I'm here.
Did I tell you? Oh,
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I slept in. Nice to meet you, Liam.
yeah. Thanks, Liam.
Oh, are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry.
Okay. Well, Liam, could you tell us a little bit about your upcoming film?
Oh, the upcoming film, I am extremely excited for it. It's actually, I'm not allowed to say too much, but the premise of the film is more of a Hunger Games kind of Twilight vampire-esque kind of thing. Myself, I get to be the main character, main lead role, which is going to be a lot of fun. And I've heard that they are going to be filming all over the world for this.
Well, that sounds interesting right there. Just a lot of different places, almost like a James Bond movie or something. They move it. And could you tell us a little bit about how you got into the business?
How I got into the business? When I was much younger, I decided, my parents decided to throw me into this small little acting class just for fun when I was probably 16 years old. They just decided to sign me up for it and throw me in there because they had always watched me reenact scenes from movies when I was home watching with them, and I absolutely loved it. First, it was learning the camera cues and all the little things, and then it was onto theater actually, where I had a little bit of fun there, but I found myself back in front of the camera because I liked to be more focused on, other than standing in front of a crowd of people where everybody else on the stage has just as much spotlight as you.
Thank you, Liam. Can you tell us, do you have a favorite actor yourself? Or?
Favorite actor right now would have to be Chris Pratt. I love that guy. He's so funny. I admire him so much, and I just want to be exactly like him when I grow up. It's the stuff he's done. It just makes me laugh every single time. Even if it's a serious movie, he's always got comedy in there somewhere.
That's great. Yeah, I guess nobody doesn't like comedy.
That's true. Everybody loves a little bit of comedy.
Yes. So, any advice for a new actor starting out?
New actors starting out, honestly, just go for it. That could be the hardest thing for a lot of people, is just wondering, can they make it? And there's always something they can do in the field.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us tonight,
Yeah,
Liam. It's been very informative and interesting.
Yeah,
Thank you.
awesome. Thank you for
All the
having
best
me.
to you.
All right, I got to go.
Hey, what are you? I do my.
Awesome. Good job, you guys.
Okay.
That's cute.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's your host, Liam, here. I got my friend Zach Ford over here.
Hey,
How
brother.
you doing, man?
Great, man.
It's
Glad
been a while.
to be here,
Yeah,
bro.
no problem.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, man, you thirsty or anything? You
Oh
need a
yeah,
drink?
man. Anything to
Yeah, I
drink,
got you,
bro.
I got
Oh
you.
my
Come on.
goodness, I'm so
Hey,
parched.
man, can you drink a
Anything
drink
will
real quick
work.
for me?
Oh yeah.
Awesome,
They got
thanks.
something right there
Yeah.
coming right at me.
Yeah, there we are.
Anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I mean, they like to pull pranks, man. I don't get it.
It's thirsty.
But like, how you been, man?
Man, I've been great, man.
That's
you know,
awesome.
things are just going well. I'm getting healthier. I know you can tell I've been watching my figure,
Dude,
bro.
that's what I'm saying, man.
Man, I'm
You
down
can
4
hit the gym
ounces,
all the
man.
time, man.
For real.
All right, so. All right, who's the funny one? Huh?
Goodness gracious, man.
Come on, guys.
Assistance, man.
Come on, guys. All right. Today we're going to be talking about a pretty serious topic. It's kids and social media these days. It's kind of escalated a bit much.
Man, you wouldn't believe some of the statistics some of our team has actually come across. Suicide rates are up. You know, bullying is up. We're noticing that these children, you know, we don't really get a chance to pay attention to them because they're children. You know, they're having fun, quote unquote. But when we leave them to their own vices, most of the time they end up in places that they shouldn't be, whether that's physically or whether that's mentally. And sometimes when you're in these, you know, you're on Instagram, you're on Snapchat, and it can delete in just a couple minutes. I can say the worst thing about you. I can repost a picture or a quote, or, you know, make you relive a whole moment that you're terrified of, or that you really don't have anything that you want to be a part of with, and all of a sudden now everybody's a part of that.
It's a terrible thing. A lot of people nowadays that didn't grow up with a social media page don't understand it. And some people can just say, it's just something said. Like, it's just someone there. You don't even know who they are. Why is it hurting you, kind of a thing. But for these kids, it's the whole world. It can just destroy their life, it's a serious subject.
Now, you know, it's definitely a reality, and one of the things that we do, our do's and don'ts, we have a guideline of do's and don'ts. One of the do's and don'ts that we have for children is, you know, don't go into a space that's not safe. You know, you might want to follow certain people. You might want to interact with certain, like, maybe famous people or maybe influencers on Instagram and Facebook, but certain places you may know that they're looking, that they're hunting for somebody to make feel bad. You may have some friends that are posting things, and you may want to be involved, but you know that they're not your friends, right?
Yeah.
So don't jump into certain spaces where you're not welcome. Be glad that you're still involved, but you know you don't have to go where you're not welcome.
All right, man. You know what? Thank you so much. I'm so glad we got people like you that care about these kids, man.
Hey, man, I'm glad you got people like you.
Yeah, these kids need help. So thank you guys, everybody, for watching. I'd like to thank my man here, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, man. Till next time. Good stuff. He said, yo, man, who's the